Hello, welcome back to the series. Here, there's only one rule. I can only use one weapon at a time and no duplicate of the same gun either. This video is of course the SMG and Thomas. I was curious on how good it would be on its own as I usually have a secondary paired with it. It's similar to the AK in a way, but plays out different with the lower damage and higher fire rate of course. The main difference is that it's slightly more of an aggressive playstyle, but can still go down range a decent bit. I didn't play as many rounds this time as I had too much footage for the montage and had to cut out some more basic fights. Now let's get into the montage, and of course my opinion on the gun at the end of it. Alrighty, the SMG is still a pretty valid option on its own. I will say right away though, right as soon as I find a Thomas, it's an absolute must. Effector range is close, but not exactly point blank, and occasionally it's good for longer shots. It doesn't do as much damage due to drop off, but it can still melt armor at range slightly faster than an AK. However, the bullet speed is slower, making it less likely to happen. With this said, it can sometimes get all 3 armor, and then getting in their face is a breeze while they're trying to tape up or heal. Even after all this, you still need to pay attention, as you actually need to figure out how to get closer using terrain. The regular SMG has 5 less bullets than the AK, and it shoots a little bit faster, meaning you have to be a bit more strategic with your reloads. It's a bit different once you get the Thomas gun. I'd argue you get a lot more survivability out of the 40 rounder than the other guns. More continuous shots and less downtime is pretty good for putting pressure down range, and people don't want to exactly get as close because of the TTK. I'm also going to add that it's very effective against the handball and consistent. With 1 or 2 emus it can actually get pretty dangerous, but the Thomas gun can fix that. But for its counters, it can have trouble against an AK from afar and mainly the edge of the screen. The pistols, dualies, silence, and minigun can actually out TTK it, but those are just soft counters. Due to the smaller range, players overall are a little bit closer, so there can actually be shotgun double tap attempts sometimes. Even so, it can still outplay the counters if done right. I found myself pretty much never running out of ammo, as it's pretty much everywhere with many of the guns using the same ammo type. However, keep in mind that these videos are just done in solos, not squads or anything, so things may vary. Finding them is pretty common, but you will at least want the blue variant ASAP. Gray taking extra hits can really throw you off. My kill death ratio varied a bit depending on how much I played indoors versus outside, except it's still a great weapon and can get very high kill rounds. Survivability can be lower or higher depending on if you have the Thomas or not. And that's pretty much it. Until next time.